This is the thing now, okay? Omicron is here. The Decepticon has landed and has descended upon the world now, and it's gone global. It's gone all over the world, and this is a conversation that I had with a few of my friends that I thought was interesting, and then seeing this tweet from Bernier now makes it even more interesting because he makes a very valid point. For this to have, this is a variant that traveled all over the world. Apparently, we have 4 cases in Canada, cases in the States, China, Germany, being reported in Europe, Britain, all over there. And as we do know right now, in order to travel or at least gain access to these countries, you would have had to have received not one, but 2 vaccines. You have to be fully vaccinated to leave and enter a lot of these places. So the question, it only begs the question, who is spreading this Omicron variant? Is this Omicron variant still something where you can look at people who are unvaccinated and say it's your fault? Because believe it or not, which you probably do, a lot of people are saying that it's unvaccinated people's fault, that they need to go get vaccinated. That's why this Omicron variant is doing this thing. But for it to travel from one place to another, I mean, how else is it traveling? Now, Maxim seems to take it to another level and says that the travel passport has no purpose, which honestly, I don't agree with the whole mandatory vaccine, but I understand the travel passport. It's just an easy way. It makes things quicker, more efficient when you're traveling. You don't have to show a piece of paper or it's a QR code. I get to scan it. I go right through. I understand that whole process because already the airplane situation is pretty stupid. But we cannot ignore the fact who is spreading the Omicron variant in your mind? How did it get all over the world?
Obviously, by people who can travel, the only people who can travel are people with a vaccine passport.
Who are doubly vaccinated, but the vaccine is supposed to protect from
Careful now.
it's supposed to
Careful.
protect from the future, the current and all future COVID families. That's what the vaccine was supposed to do. That's why it was so innovative, because they said any future ones that are able to come out are supposed to be covered by this vaccine as well. Was a statement that they made.
I never heard
So
that. I never heard that.
the vaccine that created, the reason why it took longer than it was supposed to is because the vaccine is supposed to cover the entire family tree. When you create a vaccine, you must create a vaccine that not only cures whatever the current variant is, but any other future variants that may result
Just a
has to be
second.
covered.
Just a second. Full disclosure, not a medical scientist that just gave that comment
Bro,
there. Right.
shut the hell up when you
Full
shut the hell
disclosure.
up,
Full
man. Shut
disclosure.
up. Shut up when
Now,
you say that.
as far as the people who are
I know what
traveling,
I'm talking about.
as far as the people who are traveling on these planes, obviously they're double vaccinated. The vaccine does not prevent you from actually getting the virus, and it doesn't prevent you from spreading the virus. I can't believe I'm saying this again, but fine, I'll say it again. All it does is it prevents you from succumbing to the virus. So obviously it's the people who are being vaccinated who's transporting this thing all over the globe. And to be clear, the tweet says vaccine passport. It doesn't say anything about a travel passport or anything like that. This
Right.
person was speaking to vaccine passports saying they're stupid. No, it's not stupid. If anything, keep the vaccine passports in place. Just do what they're doing now, which is, nigga, if you're in this country, you can't fly over here. That's all. What? So because people were traveling from country to country spreading this shit, if they shut down the travel, that means they should just open up the gyms, open up the restaurants. So no, they should just do that. No, one thing has nothing to do with the other, like at all. So this tweet, although great to spark conversation, stupid.
I mean, I think it poses a very valid question because there's people out there that went and got this vaccine, and there's people who didn't. And for the longest time, people who were unvaccinated, and it's still currently happening, were being bullied, saying they're the ones spreading the COVID. They're the ones causing all the deaths. You're the ones causing all this bad shit to happen. Well, guess what? None of those.
I never heard that.
Shut up, man. Why do you talk like that, bro?
I never heard
You
that.
never heard of nobody unvaccinated being attacked by vaccinated people. You never heard about that.
Yes, of course I heard that, but I've never heard
and saying that they're the ones because they're the ones that are spreading it. That's what they're saying. You're the ones who are spreading it because you're not. So why do you think people were? So why were vaccinated people attacking unvaccinated people then, in your mind?
Not in my mind. This is just what the press was reporting.
So why were they doing it then?
Because
what was your understanding of it?
So everyone's understanding of it, apart from your own.
No.
Why they were getting bullied into getting vaccinated was because they were putting a stranglehold on the health system, the hospitals, ICU beds, and they were getting filled up. And the people who were filling up the hospitals and the ICU beds were the unvaccinated. It was never anything about, hey, you're not vaccinated, you're spreading it. That was never the conversation. Anyone who just took the time to listen, which again, I'm not even going to repeat it on this platform ever again, apart from right now. Anyone who took the time to listen knows if you were vaccinated, you can still contract the virus and spread it. So the bullying tactics, which happened, was never about you're unvaccinated, you could spread it. It was about you're fucking up the hospitals, the healthcare system. It was always about that.
You're the ones getting sick and making other people sick and affecting everybody else.
No, I just said what it was about.
Why do vaccinated people need ICU beds? Were they getting sick? Were they getting sick?
What do vaccinated people need?
Because you're saying that the argument was that the unvaccinated people were taking up hospital beds, and that's why people were mad, and they're clogging up the healthcare system. That's what you just said. But
obviously,
you just said.
Okay, yeah. So look, and then your response to that was, so wait a second, the vaccinated people were getting sick? No, nigga. There's other illnesses in the world other than COVID. So you might need an ICU bed. If, I don't know, you got shot, if you were in a car accident, if you were recovering from open heart surgery, all that shit. But the unvaccinated niggas were taking up the ICU beds. I don't we've talked about this so many times.
I know, and I've never heard of what hospital that you work in, which is why it's so baffling to me that you're so convinced by something that you've never spoken to I've never heard you say you spoke to somebody about it or heard about it. I heard that you read about it. I heard that you heard this person talk about it. I heard that. And I love to take your opinion with everything that you say, but geez, based on our conversations and damn, a lot of the comments that we get in our YouTube, you're not always right, buddy. Some of the things you say are a little off. I don't know if you noticed that. So when I say to
I'm glad you know it's just a little off.
yeah, you're not completely crazy. No, you're not completely crazy. Some of the things you say are valid, but not everything you say is valid. Not everything you say is just as it is because you think it is the way it is. So when I tell you that there were unvaccinated people being attacked by those who were vaccinated because they were saying that we are the ones that are spreading the virus and causing all this stuff to happen, all the bad stuff to happen, and we're the ones holding the world out from getting back to normal and stuff, that did happen. That really did happen. So even though you don't believe it happened, it's just in my mind, that did happen. So when you start attacking people like that and saying it's because of you're unvaccinated, and now a new variant comes out and it manages to spread across the world, but in an area where nobody who's unvaccinated is allowed to go on airplanes and travel across the world, then I say to the people before, you look like idiots. When I'm calling people out from before and I'm saying this is stupid, you're attacking the people and you are taking a vaccine, your choice, that doesn't fully protect or prevent any of this from happening. I've had that discussion too. I've said it too. But when I say it because I'm unvaccinated, nobody tries to take in what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It gets dismissed because I still haven't chose to take it. And when shit like this happens, it makes those same people who come for the unvaccinated people look a little bit silly because then they don't have a proper response to the question. When you sit there and you say to me convincingly and confidently that the vaccinated people are obviously the ones who are spreading this, and then you're one of the dumbasses who decides to go and get the vaccine to prevent yourself, knowing that it could still be spread and all, it's confusing to me. It's confusing to me for people to take a vaccine just to prevent something and then see that they can still catch it, LeBron James, they can still die from it after taking the vaccine, and they can still spread it. All things that unvaccinated people do. The fuck are we talking about? I'm still yet to hear of all these unvaccinated people dying. I'm still yet to hear of all these unvaccinated people causing all of these problems. All of these problems that are happening. They're happening to people who got double vaccinated. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Am I the only one seeing it?
So I just want to be clear. I just want to get you on the record saying this, right? So the ICU beds being taken up, the healthcare system being clogged up. This was basically all from people who were double vaccinated. That's what you're saying to me?
What? How did you get that?
I'm
That's
I'm
not
actually
what,
so what,
not,
and hold on for a second.
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not getting that from what you were just saying.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
asking you a different question.
Yeah.
Are you saying that?
I can't say confidently who was clogging up the ICU. I know I spoke to some people who work in hospitals, and they did tell me that there were times where it was being exaggerated as far as how clogged up the ICUs were. Were they clogged up? Were there times where this was true? 100%, yes. And people in hospitals were overworked and being done crazy. But a lot of that had to do with the procedures that were being put in place that would make things take longer just to be processed. There's a whole new process that had to be implemented into the hospital when COVID was in there. So naturally, when you first implement something, it's going to take longer for everybody to get a pattern and get a habit going. Is all I'm saying.
Well, viewing public, I'll leave you with this here. You're going into a gunfight. You want to go into a gunfight with no vest or vest?
Knowing that if you get shot, whether you have the vest or not, it's the same outcome. Yeah.
Well, no, because if you get shot in your chest, you live. That's what the vest is for, right?
The vest you're talking about.
So anyway, so we could break that down if you want to, but that's really the question. That's really the question, right? So
either way,
vest or no vest. What is your opinion on that? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I got my vest on, my metaphorical vest. I'm good.
Hey, you're just as protected apparently as I am. Continue to spread that Omicron, my brother. Continue.
Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Touch. Omicron's on.
Okay. All right. We're done.